Hello, I am James Chittenden of One Click Advisor. One Click Advisor, as you can see behind us. Please like, share, comment below with your questions or concerns. I would like to ask you today about business opportunities under a certain visa pathway. So we have discussed a pathway that might be for someone who's in another country that has normal diplomatic relations and a treaty with the United States, has some capital, and is willing to start a business in the United States. And you mentioned that that is the what pathway?
So I like that you mentioned. So James is a business consultant and I am an immigration attorney. And it's interesting how you wouldn't think how complementary the information and the expertise that we have can be to people like you who's watching this video now and is probably just watching video after video online about making a reality your dream of owning a business in the United States. And you probably need a visa. So the E2 Treaty Investor Visa allows individuals of certain treaty countries who have a valid passport and who fulfill certain requirements to live in the United States by obtaining an investment visa for themselves and for their family. Now, it's very pretty. Living in the United States is incredible, but you need to find a business, and that's where people end up having a challenge, right, James? And I don't think that that's just for investors. A lot of people come to us, immigration attorneys. Listen, if attorneys could be great business people in general, the world would be done because we would know the law and we would know how to run business. And that would be a really dangerous combination. Most likely, your immigration attorney is not the best source of information or advice on what kind of business to start, what kind of business to purchase. People want to know where can they find business opportunities for their E2 visa. And I don't think the immigration attorney is the right person to answer that.
And neither is the U.S. government, for that matter.
No.
You are going to have to get your visa application approved by the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service, correct?
Yes.
Now,
or the consulate or the embassy.
Or the consulate. So it's government employees that are going to be approving this visa. And what you need to gain their approval is not necessarily the same thing as you need to gain investor capital or loans, all right? So is any kind of business legal to start in the United States? Any legal business? Or is there some exemptions?
Well, as long as it's a federally legal business. So, for example, cannabis is a big industry right now, but so as of recording of this video, that's not legal at a federal level. So an E2 investor would likely not get approved because an E2 visa application or any visa application is within the purview of the federal government. So you need to make sure that not only the business you're choosing is viable, but it is also federally legal and that you can fulfill all the legal requirements to run that business. So, for example, if you're looking to start a business in the healthcare industry, can you obtain that licensing before you get your visa? Or can you have an employee or partner fulfill that licensing requirement? That is key in the decision-making of what kind of business you should decide on pursuing for your E2 visa application.
You would be surprised at some businesses that you would think would be easy to come here and open in the United States that are not. For example, doctors often have a tough time getting approved, don't they?
Yes. So if you're a doctor abroad and you're looking to be in your profession in the United States, you will find it incredibly challenging. And it becomes a challenge because you're trying to move to the United States, but you don't have the licensing required to obtain your visa. And then you can't obtain your license if you're not here, but you can obtain the visa. So it becomes a story of chicken or the egg. It doesn't mean that a doctor cannot be involved in another activity. So if you want to start a beauty business, you can. But you're going to have to make sure that the option that you're exploring is one that is within the purview of the allowances that the law makes for people like you with your licensing options and with the kind of capital that you have.
Could you give us a couple of examples of businesses that that visa owners have been successful at winning a
Yes.
visa? What are a couple of examples of businesses that usually do well under this particular program?
As an immigration attorney, I cannot make business recommendations. To us, doing well means they got a visa approved.
An approval rate.
Yes, there's no specific industry for an approval rate. So I have seen people be approved in lots of service-oriented franchises. So and we see lots of restaurants. Now, that doesn't mean that opening a restaurant is a great option. These were people who were prepared and did their due diligence and opened the right product, served them with excellence. So I've seen pizza franchises, I have seen transportation services, daycares, coffee shops, furniture makers. Those are some of the businesses I have been personally involved in. Oh, you're gonna like this one. This was a great one. We got a client who was in the business of, he manufactured adult products abroad and distributed them in the United States. And you know what? His visa was approved. It was a viable business, quite lucrative. And people would think, well, that's not a business that the United States would want. The United States doesn't discriminate what kind of business opportunity you're pursuing, as long as it is viable and you're not making a marginal investment. That is the kind of criteria that the United States is looking for. So if you want to open a liquor store and that's going to be profitable and fulfill the requirements, why not? So business opportunities are really everywhere. It's up to you with a business consultant to find the right one for you.
Interesting message. Doctors not welcome, adult products and liquor stores are.
I did not say that. If you're coming as a doctor, it's going to be a little more challenging. But remember, a doctor's coming as a professional. Mm-hmm. A lot of doctors are terrible business people, just
right.
like many lawyers are terrible business people. When you're coming to the United States as an entrepreneur, you're not coming as a professional only. So you're not coming as a CPA, you're not coming as a doctor, you're coming as a business owner. What kind of planning and viability is there in place for the kind of business that you're looking to start and run in the United States? So you need to detach yourself from certain professional identities and make sure, what is the kind of business that I would like to run? What is the kind of business that I can run? And what is the kind of business that I can afford? And then once I have all of that information, can I get approved with an E2 visa based on that?
So there you have it, E2 business opportunities. I'm sure that you have more questions and comments, so please leave in the comments section below your questions, comments, or concerns. We'll answer them right away. Again, I'm James Chittenden. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I think you forgot to tell them that we wrote a book on all of this.
You know, I almost forgot. 99 questions to ask before starting a business in the U.S. Available on Balboa Publishing, OneClickAdvisor.com, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon.
If you want to come to the United States and open a business and start your entrepreneurial dream, you need to get that book.
There you go. Again, thanks for dropping in and watching us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.